So think about your name, think about who you are, have a look at your driver licenses, your passports, and all the state paraphernalia that you think your name is on. And because you've claimed all of those instruments, then they, the state, have a right to assume that you are on their ship. And as I said, the ships are the law of the water. The law of the water is controlled by the Vatican. The Vatican controls all incorporations and any...
So you get a citizenship. You're in a fucking ship.
Corporation is a corruption of Christ's name. Anything incorporated that's joined is a corruption. Whereas you, the given name, is one name and it is not corrupt, it is pure. So therefore, the serpents, the usurpers of the sea, the Vatican, and its foreign military, such as the United States Securities Exchange Commissions, the United Nations, anything united is subject to the law of the Vatican, the corpus juris, the laws of the dead. And when you are incorporated and joined to another foreign entity, then you are assumed dead, lost at sea. That's why they call it the corpus juris. So while you're dead, but you haven't got a death certificate, you must be in some form of purgatory. So all of the controlling of these souls, these dead souls, is done by the chambers of the Vatican. If you look inside the Vatican, as you walk in to the Vatican, the text written on the outside of the Vatican is proper ancient Latin.
Ah, that's a good point. Voila. There you go. From... What the hell?
It has the hyphens or the marks between the signs. But when you walk into the Vatican, in the cross, which means dead, the chambers of the dead. If you look up the ceiling of the Vatican, around the edges, they use debased dog Latin, which is the Latin text, the all uppercase text. It has no marks between the signs, which is Babylonian. It means absolutely nothing. But while you assume that, while you are assumed to be dead, lost at sea, then you are inside the chambers of the Vatican. The chamber is a tomb. You've been entombed. You're in the dead.
Alright, a simple ABC. Anything in legalese is dead. Any person is dead. Any corporation is dead. It's fiction. Government is fiction. It's a corporation. Oh, goodness.
And that text that's inside the Vatican is the same text that's written on these documents. It's the same text that's written on your power bills, your rates notices, your driver licenses. That is the language, the jurisdiction of the incorporated dead souls. And how are you? Where is your standing? What are you? Are you the free, the living? Are you pure? Do you hold Christ's name? Or are you incorporated and attached to the serpent of the sea?
Well, are you? Dickhead, are you?
Remember Adam and Eve? That
fool,
snake, the serpent.
Wake up.
That came and
Need a good slap.
Tricked Eve into eating the fruit of the tree of the debtor, the tree of knowledge, becoming a usufruct of the tree of the foreign military. Well, that's the deception. And the snake is the serpent, which is the foreign militaries that come in, the Vatican. Not only did God in the Garden of Eden warn Adam and Eve about that, Christ also warned you about it. So all of the warnings, not only from the Bible are there, but in the very the Latin dictionaries and the very English dictionary, the meaning of the words, if you look closely enough to the meanings of the words, if you learn how to read sign,
You can't read and write these
you'll see the
fucking
difference
dickheads.
between sign and English. There can be no legal jurisdiction between two separate languages. So when you have dog Latin,
Oh, this is a
E-based
good one.
Latin,
This is a good
and
one.
English written on the one document, if you assume that to be one, then that is an incorporation.
There you go.
But if you are grammatically savvy,
Yeah.
if you know what you're looking for and you know what you can see,
So this is where the game is with us. We've told you, this has been for years now. The game is finished. It's only 2 points you got to deal with. Number one, service of process. How are they serving you this process? At the post or at your home? And number two, what language are they using? Are they using English or this debased, glossed legalese bullshit? That's it. 2 issues. How easy is that? You scabby asshole.
then you will see that the all uppercase text, which is the Babylonian text, and the written English, when it's separated, the document reads nothing.
Exactly. Now that's the manuals that we use when you construct these contracts, right? So it's a Chicago manual style and the Oxford, and there's other books as well that will bring over and show you other talks. But that's all you have to do. You see no evil, you hear no evil, you don't speak it. As long as you speak it, you're part of fucking Rome.
Nothing.
And they tell you in their own books, in their own manuals. That's why at this point, we don't even refer to these manuals. Every time we put paperwork in court, we include a dictionary with it, or a glossary of terms. So you don't have to refer to these manuals.
Nothing at all. It becomes the presumption of law.
It's a fucking presumption, it's not
When you
real.
raise these matters with magistrates, they don't like it. But at some point,
Tough.
the magistrate may work out.
Tough. So what if they don't like it? We still raise it. I can't stand these fucking idiots lying to people. Yeah, we pull them up on this all the time.
That
We
you
don't
know
care.
the
They don't
dirty
like
trick.
it.
But what they can do, the magistrates, is all they have to do is make sure that you are holding some form of attachment to the underworld. The minute they can find an attachment, some sort of a document with
Oh, look at his dick. This one here. I think it's some sort of prince. Or
make sure that you are holding some form of attachment
this one here.
to the underworld.
This one here. He looks familiar. I've seen his greasy face before. I think he's the one with that Diana woman. This one. I don't know who this is. But he's been spoken down to by his superiors, and he's been given instructions of how to manipulate people and steal their property. He's getting lessons. Yeah.
The minute they can find an
He was something about he wanted to be a tampon. This is how ridiculous these people are. And this, oh, bloody hell.
attachment, some sort of a document with a license or identification that identifies you as a part of their underworld water law system, the usurping corporate ship that sits in dry dock on our lands.
Yeah.
If you're attached to that ship,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you say or do or think. The magistrate is going to salvage you and take your equity and administer your birthright, your true dominion, your ownership of the mineral and energy wealth of the land, the nation that you were born on.
All right.
But when he can see that you know, he'll be heading for the door
Exactly. They always run away, these fucking assholes.
because he is the actual debtor. He is the debtor. He's the first debtor.
In fact,
And
oh,
we
I
did
think I
not
have a
force him
video.
to join the
I think I have a video. We're going to post this one soon at some point. I just don't never get time to do these things. So busy all the time. Yeah, we have a video of one time we went to court and asked the judge 3 questions, and the guy escaped quickly. In fact, I'll find the letter we wrote to the Judicial Complaints Office. That's a cover-up, that's bullshit. And that explained how this guy escaped. When he was asked what his name was, whether he was acting in his private or public capacity, and whether he was indemnified to sit on the Queen's bench, and he took off. Coward.
To act as the magistrates, he applied for that job. I didn't force anyone to stand up there and act as the debtor. He has the tricks and the knowledge how to confer the debt back onto the creditor, to convert the creditor into the debtor. He has this ability, this knowledge, this sorcery, these tricks.
It's conversion.
But they are only just illusions, tricks, grammatical knowledge.
Yep.
And when you know that, and when you know their dirty tricks, then that's the remedy for the system. You always agree, and it's all offer and acceptance.
Exactly. We said the only thing you have in this commercial process, there's no common law, there's no statutory law, everything is commerce. The only thing you have to do is acceptance or conditional acceptance, you dickhead. I think I have a... where is it? Where are we? Commercial process. We did a talk on commercial processes. March 2017. That's fucking a long time ago. March of 2017. I think this was, we did 2 of these. We did one in Leeds and one in Nottingham. All Lloyd's fucking contract, you dickhead. Huh? All commercial processes function via what they call, in the fictitious world, affidavits. The only difference is they never ever sign anything. They never put their name to anything. That is why that is why it's a fraud, and it's easy to see. If it's real, it's a real process. Why don't you sign and seal it like we do? Right. This is here what it is. Notice of claim is what they deliver. It has to be done via a recognized process server, you see. And recognized process server is either by hand, so you take it there yourself, or you go to the county court and pay someone to go and do it, and they file an affidavit of, what do they call it? Service, affidavit of service, or certificate of service, and they explain how they effected service. Or you can use the post office. Those are the 3 effective services of process. And on top of that, you have to address it properly, not to a legal fiction, but to a living man, to get a response from a living man. But they address it to a corporation, and expect an idiot who doesn't listen to anything they're told and whose brain is impervious to knowledge to claim it and open it.
So if they offer you the ability to act as one of their citizen debtors, then you can accept the offer. Absolutely, yes.
Now, a simple acceptance would be this. If they invite you to court, someone says, I'm going to come up there. However, because my time is, I'm too busy, I don't have time to waste. It's going to cost you so much money if you want me to come in to your court. That's one. You don't have the money, you have to give it to me beforehand, a week before the hearing. If I don't receive the money, it means you don't need me to come anymore. Number 2, I'll come and see you if you make a copy of your corporate charter and send it to me. Or your permit to conduct business in this fucking county.
I will be a citizen.
Shit.
But what you must do as a remedy is what's it worth to lose your freedoms, your true standing as a man on land, or in that case, you're standing as a creditor on their ship. You've been invited onto the ship originally as a creditor, as a guest. They will look after you on the ship. So you have to weigh that up.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a crew member of the...
A summons is an invitation. You say, I'm going to come, but these are the conditions. And you set the terms and conditions. If they don't fulfill, you don't go.
Their ship. So when they offer you a a standing as a crew member. And think about it. Think about what it's worth. Offer and acceptance. Do you want to be a crew member? Then maybe you should be paid.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's why you put in a schedule of fees and explain commercial process, blah, 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 blah. What you do is that. It's written, this paper is out, it's been out for a while. We still have copies for anyone who wants this stuff. It's all here. Right, so number one, creditor delivers their summons, and you receive it via a recognized process server. So someone comes to your home, and they hand you a piece of paper. You examine it. Okay, so you examine the relevant, if it's a contract, a franchise, or a civil statute, for evidence of the authority that they have to make the claim. Right? And once you've read the paperwork, you compile a list of either disputes of law, which pertain to the claim, which says, oops, there's an error of law, it seems you've sent, I mean, it depends on what the document is, but whatever it is can be dealt with easy from top to bottom. We've done this forever. It's getting boring now. Don't you people have anything else? Oh.
Then there's no conflict. There's no reason for them to assume that you are a belligerent. There's no reason for war. There's no reason for the military codes, the legal codes.
Yep. So if you conditionally accept all documents, you'll receive nothing. There'll be no bailiffs coming, there'll be no arrests, there'll be nothing if you do the commercial process properly. Conditional acceptance. Moron.
There's no reason for the Waterloo military to affect you because you've already agreed to be a citizen of their foreign corporate ship, the City of London, the bar, a debtor of the bar. That's what you become. So if you want to become a debtor of the bar and be subject to those lying, deceiving, clever magistrates, then think about what it's worth.
Yeah.
Because many of you just simply, and I, many of us just simply went along and fell into the standing of the debtors because of our own ignorance and stupidity and us thinking that we knew everything. I know everything. I can run a business. But you knew nothing. Absolutely nothing. And when you learn your grammar, when you learn who you are, and you learn the difference between sign language and the English common law language, which is the language of the sea and the language of the land. When you learn the differences between them and you start to recognize them on their documents, then you have the ability for remedy.
Amen.
You have the ability to accept their offer of citizenship.
Amen.
Accept it.
Exactly.
Offer and acceptance. What is the offer to accept to stand as the citizen of their foreign unidroid United Nations
bullshit
corruption?
Yeah, it's on, motherfuckers.
The remedy is probably
dickheads, assholes, imbeciles, man. Wake up.
You are John Henry. You are not John Henry Doe.
Thank you.
If they force you to be John Henry Doe, then they are committing a crime. If they issue you documents through the mail and you don't accept them through the mail because there's something wrong with the writing on the document, then they still don't have any jurisdiction over you.
This is the same point I have told. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I won't get into individual cases, but I've said to people this all the time. The only way these fictitious courts can gain jurisdiction over a living man is by effective service of process. Their processes of service are always defective, so they never ever gain jurisdiction. However, because you live in fear and you're scared and you're afraid all the time, you're like a little bitch, always panicking. As soon as these documents arrive, instead of returning to sender unclaimed, you open them and create joinder, you fool. How many times do you have to be fucking told, don't open these ledgers?
If if you crack open the seals of
Yeah.
those articles,
Yeah.
or of those envelopes that come, then
What?
you have broken the seal
Of the fucking...
into the world of the dead.
Yeah.
The spells. You will be attached to the spell.
That's how it's done.
Attached to that document.
How easy is that? How easy is that?
You'll find this hard going in some cases. As
Now,
two friends of mine are going through a hard time. Rowan Lorian is still in prison, but they will not show him any of the paperwork.
well, this is what's going on today, okay? And some of us have gone through this experience personally. You see, this is what's going on today. They're putting people in prison without paperwork. It's all fictitious. It doesn't exist. It's all fake. You see. But because you're selfish and you're a moron and you're thinking of yourself, you don't worry about it until it happens to you. Okay? Fucking dickhead.
Because they know he can see the fraud. I don't know what they're going to do.
But that's what the game is. As soon as you see the fraud and you challenge them on it, they're going to try and scare you with the prison bullshit. Listen, we are in this thing for real. We're not playing with these fools. We know who they are. We're not playing with them. So you think putting me in prison is going to stop me telling the truth? No, it's going to encourage me even more. So your prison bullshit doesn't scare anyone. You asshole, we don't live on the physical. Put me in prison, I'm having a laugh all the time. Look, prison is not that bad anyway. So people need to stop being scared of a little time, you see, but you need to stand up for the truth. So either that, be a man or a mouse, right? But they have no paperwork. All their paperwork is fraudulent. They won't even show it, you see. And I won't even go into how much the policy enforcers have no knowledge of the law. We will get into it, because you're going to warm their ass up again. We're not fucking around with these fools.
They're being belligerent and they are committing absolute serious crime by holding that man in prison after he's asked to see what is the charge.
They
can he see the
have
charge
no
documents.
paperwork. They have no charge documents. They have not a single document. I've had a case and I've never seen paperwork for it.
Because he knows there was no offer and acceptance. That's outright slavery.
Yeah. All law is contract. They have to offer you something through the paperwork. And if you ignore it or you argue, that is commercial dishonor. That's why they bring in the army. If you accept it or condition accept it, then that's honor. Right? So you beat them on the language.
It's a dangerous thing for the state, and I think the Vatican